All right, ready?
I was kind of hoping to be on the bus, but yes.
Okay, here we go. Here's I Hate the Capitalist System. I hate the capitalist system. I'll tell you the reason why. They've caused me so much suffering and my dearest friends to die. Oh yes, I guess you wonder what they have done to me. Well, I am going to tell you, my husband has TB, brought on by hard work and low wages, and not enough to eat, going naked and hungry, with no shoes upon his feet. And I guess you think he's lazy and did not want to work, but I must say you're crazy. For work he did not shirk. My husband was a coal miner. He worked and risked his life to try to support 3 children, himself, his mother, and wife. I had a blue-eyed baby, the darling of my heart. But from that little baby, our mother had to part. For the rich and mighty capitalists, they dress in jewels and silk. But my darling blue-eyed baby, she died for lack of milk. So they may call this a land of plenty, and to them I guess it's true. But that's to the rich old capitalists, not to workers like me and you. So what can we do about it? To these men of power and might? Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Capitalist, we are going to fight, fight, fight. So that song is from 1937, and I've been researching the year 1937, and I found out that at that same time that Sarah Ogan is writing this song about her babies dying for lack of milk, she actually had 2 children die of starvation, and her mother also died of starvation-related complications during the Great Depression. Yeah. There were also people like Doris Duke, heiress of the Duke fortune, who became the world's youngest, richest girl after her father died and left her all of his money from his, he had an energy empire and he had something else going on, and he bought Duke University. So, isn't that interesting? Speaking of fighting, the next song I'm going to sing is called, oh, It Isn't Nice. The song is written by Malvina Reynolds. She was also a folk singer who was not discovered until her 40s, but she'd been writing songs for way longer than that. And this one is about the civil rights movement and the way that people advocated for change. Yeah. It isn't nice to block the doorway. It isn't nice to go to jail. There are nicer ways to do it. but the nice ways always fail. It isn't nice, it isn't nice. You told me once, you told me twice, but if that's freedom's price, we don't mind. Whoa, whoa. It isn't nice to carry banners or to sit in on the floor or to shout a cry of freedom at the hotel and the store. It isn't nice, it isn't nice. You told me once, you told us twice, but if that's freedom's price, we don't mind. Whoa, whoa. We have tried negotiations and the three-man picket line. Mr. Charlie didn't see us, and he might as well be blind. So our new ways aren't nice. Well, when you deal with men of ice, if that's freedom's price, how can we mind? Whoa, whoa. They've murdered folks in Alabama. They shot Evers in his back. Did you say that isn't proper? Did you stand up on the track? No, you were quiet, just like mice. And now you say that we're not nice. Well, if that's freedom's price, we don't mind. Whoa, whoa. It isn't nice to block the doorway. It isn't nice to go to jail. There are nicer ways to do it. Well, the nice ways seem to fail. It isn't nice, it isn't nice. But thanks for your advice. If that's freedom's price, we don't mind. Whoa, whoa, we don't mind. Whoa. Seem to have a hard time on the last chord. Yeah, amazing. So, I want to give you a little bit of a history lesson about that song. That song was written in 1964. So, in the year 1964, there was a civil rights activist called, I've actually never heard his first name out loud. I believe it's Medgar Evers. Evers. Yeah, maybe y'all know actually more than this. Yeah. So what I learned, and then we can get fact checking live, which is great. What I learned is that he was an Army veteran and a civil rights activist who wanted to go to law school. And for context, Brown versus Board of Education was like 1954 or 8, I'm not remembering right now. 54, okay. So this is 10 years after that, and they still had not desegregated the University of Mississippi. He was applying for law school there and trying to get it desegregated when he was assassinated in his home. And the man who assassinated him, his last name was Beckwith. I can't see his first name because he got my book on top, but who cares? He was acquitted by 2 all-white, all-male juries twice, and then finally convicted in 1999 for that crime that he committed. So much to think about there, but again, the main takeaway is sometimes you have to protest in ways that are inconvenient for others to get them to notice. Yes, and kind of on that note, my last song that I'm going to play for you is called The Same Merry-Go-Round. And this, yeah, okay. I think I've done this one once before. But yeah, this one is actually a campaign song from 1948. So there was a candidate running for president, Henry A. Walker or Waller? Wallace. Sorry, I can't read my handwriting. Henry Wallace. And he had been FDR's vice president. Then he ran on his own under the third party, the Progressive Party. And the things that they were advocating for were racial desegregation, establishment of a national healthcare system, expansion of the national welfare system, and nationalization of the energy industry, which to me all sound like pretty good, reasonable demands. Yeah, so that is the Progressive Party. They were not successful, unfortunately, in winning the election. So you can think of many reasons for that, including voter suppression happening at this time. But it's still a great song. So they wrote a wonderful campaign song. The donkey is tired and thin. The elephant thinks he'll move in. They yell and they fuss, but they ain't fooling us. 'Cause they're brothers right under the skin. It's the same merry-go-round. Which one will you ride this year? The donkey and elephant fall up and down on the same merry-go-round. The elephant comes from the north. The donkey may come from the south. If you look, you will find, while the donkey's behind, they have got the same bit in their mouth. 'Cause it's the same merry-go-round. Which one will you ride this year? The donkey and elephant bob up and down on the same merry-go-round. If you want to end up safe and sound, get off of the merry-go-round. To be a real smarty, join up a third party and get your 2 feet off the ground. 'Cause it's the same merry-go-round. Which one will you ride this year? The donkey and elephant bob up and down on the same merry-go-round. This last verse I added. And who keeps it all spinning round? Who pays for the lighting and sound? Those billionaire barons just robbing, not sharing.